Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Now with today's main headlines. Attack on mosque in Gurugram, India by Hindu nationalists. Afghan refugees moved out of hotels facing homelessness. Islamic State group announces new leader following death of former chief in Syria. UK Muslim Council calls for probe into banking bias, arbitrary account closures. Assalamu alaikum dear viewers, this is Hussein Jawad. You're watching Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3 in London. Al Jazeera reported this week that Muslims in Gurugram, India are living in fear following a series of attacks on their community. The violence began on the night of July 31st when a Hindu far-right mob targeted the Anjuman Jama Mosque in Gurugram Sector 57. The mosque, which used to accommodate up to 450 worshippers, was set ablaze when its deputy Imam Muhammad Sa'ad was killed during the attack. More details in the following report.
Where a Hindu religious procession organized by the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bajrang Dal turned violent, resulting in 4 deaths, including 2 policemen. Authorities deployed additional troops, imposed a curfew, and suspended the internet to control the unrest. But Hindu mobs continued to attack Muslim-owned shops, businesses, and places of worship in Gurugram and nearby towns. In Sohna town, Muslim-owned shops along the main road were torched by a Hindu mob on July 31st. The attackers selectively targeted Muslim establishments, leaving Hindu-owned shops untouched. The Shahi Jama Mosque in Sohna was also attacked and nearby homes were vandalized. The violence has left Muslims in the region fearful for their safety. In Noor, residents reported arbitrary arrests of Muslim men by the police in connection with the violence, causing panic among the community. Hindu far-right groups have been accused of inciting violence against Muslims, and some videos show hate speeches against the minority community. The situation has raised concerns, particularly as India is set to host a Group of 20, the G20 summit, in New Delhi in the coming month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi faced criticism for his silence on such incidents and recent ethnic violence in other regions of the country. Authorities have arrested several individuals in connection with the attacks, but many Muslims are skeptical about the impartiality of the investigations and fear further targeting. The incidents in Gurugram and Nuh highlight the ongoing communal tensions and challenges faced by India in maintaining peace and harmony among its diverse religious communities. Ali Al-Hadi reporting for Shia Waves.
Thank you, Ali Al-Hadi, for the report about Gurugram, India on the mosque. Now, in the immediate aftermath of the chaotic evacuation, hotels emerged as a pragmatic option for housing Afghan refugees. They provided immediate shelter, safety and necessary amenities for those arriving in unfamiliar territories. Governments and humanitarian organizations played a vital role in coordinating this emergency response. However, as the initial emergency support period ends, the refugees are finding themselves without a permanent solution. Most hotels were never designed to serve as a long-term accommodation, making them unsuitable for housing people for extended periods. As the world's attention shifts to other pressing matters, these refugees are left with uncertain futures. Collaboration between governments, NGOs and the private sector is essential to address the challenges faced by these displaced individuals adequately. According to ABC News, the Islamic State group, also known as ISIS, confirmed the death of its leader in Syria. The report incident indicates that the former chief was killed by militants during an internal power struggle within the organization. The details surrounding the circumstances of his death are still emerging. The individual chosen to assume the leadership role comes with a troubling reputation. Experts believe that this appointment could signal a shift towards a more aggressive and radicalized approach, raising concerns about potential threats to global security. The extremist ideology has motivated individuals worldwide to commit acts of terror in its name, perpetuating violence in various regions. The international community is being urged to respond to the Islamic State group's latest developments with a coordinated and multi-faced approach. Military efforts alone may not be sufficient to defeat the ideology propagated by the extremist group. Addressing the root causes of radicalization, such as poverty, marginalization, and lack of education, must also be a priority. Now let's take a look at today's headlines. Attack on mosque in Gurugram, India by Hindu nationalists. Afghan refugees moved out of hotels facing homelessness. Islamic State group announces new leader following death of former chief in Syria. Also tonight, African students of Honorable Hausa renew pledge of allegiance to Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. The Muslim Council of Britain urged this week with an open letter that the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak should initiate a review concerning the alleged arbitrary closure of bank accounts held by Muslim individuals and organisations. The Council's open letter highlights the disappropriate impact on law-abiding Muslims and Muslim-led entities and questions the lack of intervention compared to recent cases involving other individuals. Anas El-Takriti, CEO of Cordoba Foundation, also experienced account freezes following criticism of banks targeting Muslims. While banks claim to comply with legal and regulatory obligations, concerns persist about possible silencing of activities based on their political views. And now we continue with some short news. The Center of Muslim Experience at Arizona State University, ASU, has secured a grant from the American Council of Learned Societies, ACLS, to launch the program Muslims in the Media, Empowering Youth Engagement Through Global Perspectives. ASU published the information last Thursday on their website, emphasizing that the initiative aims to enhance public understanding of Muslims and Islam in the US by bridging gaps in journalists' knowledge of Muslim experiences and amplifying the voices of Muslim youth. ASU students, along with students from 2 universities in India and Sweden, will collaborate on producing toolkits for responsible reporting to challenge Islamophobic narratives and highlight Muslim contributions in the US, India, and Sweden. Due to climate change, the oceans have hit their hottest ever recorded temperature, with dire consequences for the planet's health. According to the EU's climate change service, Copernicus, the average daily global sea surface temperature beat a 2016 record this week. It reached 20.96 degrees Celsius. That's far above the average for this time of year. According to scientists, oceans are a vital climate regulator as they absorb heat, produce half of Earth's oxygen, and drive weather patterns. Warmer waters have less ability to absorb carbon dioxide, meaning more of the planet's warming gas will stay in the atmosphere. In this case, it can also accelerate the melting of glaciers that flow into the ocean, leading to more sea levels rise. Based on the directions of Hujjat al-Islam wal-Muslimin, Sheikh Mustafa al-Muhammadi, and in line with the instructions of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, may Allah prolong his life, the Misbah al-Hussein Foundation for Relief and Development has continued its charitable humanitarian activities. The summer clothes distribution is one of those humanitarian campaigns through which the foundation collects donations, financial aids to buy clothes to orphan children and families. The foundation has thus far distributed summer clothes to more than 150 disadvantaged families, and it reiterates its call to the believers to reach out for more donations and financial aids. Crowds of religious seminary students from 29 African countries participated in the Husseini procession that was organized in the Holy Najaf by the African Studies Center affiliated to Al-Abbas Holy Shrine. The students established their morning profession near the Holy Shrine of Imam Ali alayhi salam to commemorate Ashura and to defend the Holy Quran. Sayyid Muslim al-Jabiri, a member of the center, said that the participants were from Tanzania, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa and other countries. Sheikh Musa Ilyas, a student at the Honorable Houses, spoke to Shia Waves agency, saying that we've come to extend our heartfelt condolences to the Islamic nation and to the honorable religious authorities on Ashura, the martyrdom of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and to renew our pledge of allegiance to him and his father Imam Ali alayhi salam. He also said that we also raise our voices in condemnation of the burning of the Holy Quran in Sweden and Denmark by Islamophobes. We have reached the end of today's Shia Wave show. Let's remind our dear viewers of today's main headlines. Attack on mosque in Gurugram, India by Hindu nationalists. Afghan refugees moved out of hotels facing homelessness. Islamic State group announces new leader following death of former chief in Syria. UK Muslim Council calls for probe into banking bias, arbitrary account closures. African students of Honorable Hausa renew pledge of allegiance to Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. You can view the latest news on our Shia Waves website. You can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on the numbers at the bottom of the screen. Thank you very much for watching. We pray to Allah Almighty to hasten the appearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.